For millions of Americans, the memory of gym class is inseparable from the anxiety of the Presidential Physical Fitness Test. It was a rite of passage that united generations in a shared sense of dread, a day circled on the school calendar with a mix of fear and resignation, the smell of floor wax and rubber dodgeballs, the sharp whistle, and the looming sense of dread. These are the hallmarks of test day. The gym, usually a place for games and laughter, transformed into an arena of judgment, echoing with the sounds of sneakers squeaking and nervous chatter. This wasn't just another class. It was a public spectacle where your abilities were measured and compared. Every move was watched, every stumble felt magnified under the gaze of classmates and teachers alike. For some, the pull-up bar was the enemy. For others, it was the endless mile run. The pressure to perform was intense, and the fear of falling short was real. Each event, sit-ups, shuttle run, sit and reach, offered a new chance for triumph or embarrassment. Even the most confident students could find themselves humbled by a single test, while others dreaded the moment their name was called. The test divided the gym, the naturally athletic versus those still growing into their bodies. It was a stark reminder of who fit in and who struggled, often shaping self-esteem for years to come. Results were rarely private, often called out or posted for all to see. The numbers became a badge of honor for some and a source of shame for others, lingering long after the day was over. For many, the experience taught that exercise was stressful and humiliating, not enjoyable. Instead of fostering a love for movement, it left a lasting impression of anxiety and self-doubt. These memories resurfaced when news broke that the test is making a comeback. For some, it was a wave of nostalgia. For others, a reminder of childhood insecurities and the pressure to measure up. On July 31, 2025, President Donald Trump signed an executive order to reinstate the program, sparking a national debate and reopening old wounds. As the country prepares for the return of the test, many are left wondering if we've learned anything from the past, or if a new generation will face the same anxieties all over again. The origins of the Presidential Physical Fitness Test trace back to the Cold War, not the gym. In the tense atmosphere of the 1950s, as the United States and the Soviet Union competed for global influence, Americans worried about more than just missiles and spies. There was a growing fear that the nation's youth were falling behind, not just academically, but physically as well. In 1956, President Eisenhower was alarmed by a study showing American kids were far less fit than Europeans. The findings were shocking. American children struggled with basic exercises that their European counterparts could easily perform. This wasn't just a matter of health, it was a wake-up call for the nation's leaders. This was seen as a national security issue. Unfit youth meant a weaker nation. If America's children weren't strong, how could they defend the country or compete on the world stage? The government saw physical fitness as essential to national strength and resilience. Eisenhower responded by creating the President's Council on Youth Fitness, urging schools to prioritize physical education. The council launched campaigns, distributed exercise guides, and encouraged communities to get involved, making fitness a patriotic duty. The real turning point came in 1966, when President Johnson formalized the test and introduced the Presidential Physical Fitness Award. This move transformed fitness from a suggestion into a national standard, with clear goals for every student. The test became an annual ritual, with top performers earning a coveted patch and certificate. For many, these awards became a badge of honor, a symbol of hard work and achievement in front of their peers. The goal: inspire excellence and prepare youth for any challenge, from the workforce to the battlefield. The test was designed to push students to their limits, building not just strong bodies but also determination and teamwork. The program reflected Cold War values, strength, discipline, and national pride. Schools became training grounds for the next generation, instilling a sense of duty and unity through physical activity. For decades, it shaped how schools measured and encouraged fitness. Teachers and coaches became frontline motivators, pushing students to reach new heights and setting the tone for a culture of health. The test was both a benchmark and a symbol of American vitality. It was a way to measure progress, celebrate achievement, and remind everyone of the nation's commitment to strength and well-being. Its legacy would influence generations of students and the nation's approach to youth health, leaving a lasting mark on American culture and the way we think about fitness in schools. The Presidential Physical Fitness Test was a gauntlet of 6 events, each targeting a different aspect of fitness. For generations of American students, it was a rite of passage, an annual ritual that transformed the gymnasium into an arena of challenge and anticipation. Boys faced the pull-up bar, girls the flexed arm hang, both notorious for inducing anxiety. The bar loomed overhead, and the pressure to perform in front of classmates was palpable. For many, just hanging on for a few seconds felt like an eternity. The 1-minute sit-up tested core strength, with every rep counted aloud in a frantic race against the clock. The echo of the gym teacher's voice, the slap of sneakers on the mat, and the relentless ticking of the stopwatch made the moment feel like a high-stakes competition. The shuttle run demanded speed and agility, as students dashed back and forth, grabbing wooden blocks. It was a blur of motion, with sneakers squeaking and hearts pounding, as everyone tried to shave seconds off their time. Flexibility was measured by the sit and reach, a quiet but often frustrating challenge. Students stretched forward, straining to push the marker just a little farther, sometimes surprised by their own limits. The 50-yard dash tested pure speed, while the mile run was the ultimate trial of endurance and willpower. The dash was over in a flash, but the mile seemed endless, each lap a test of determination as classmates cheered or watched in silence. Each event was a public performance, with results recorded and compared. The numbers on the clipboard became a silent scoreboard, fueling friendly rivalries and sometimes quiet embarrassment. For some, the test was a chance to shine. For others, it was a source of dread. The anticipation before your name was called could be as intense as the event itself. The experience left a lasting mark, whether you earned the patch or just survived the day. Those who succeeded wore their achievement like a badge of honor, while others simply felt relief when it was over. The test's design was comprehensive but unforgiving. It didn't just measure physical ability, it demanded focus, composure, and the ability to push through discomfort. It measured not just fitness, but resilience under pressure. The challenge was as much mental as it was physical, teaching lessons about perseverance and self-belief. For many, it defined their relationship with exercise for years to come. The memory of those tests lingered, shaping attitudes toward fitness, competition, and personal limits. The memory of those 6 labors still lingers in gymnasiums across America, echoing in the halls and in the stories we tell about growing up. Despite its intentions, the Presidential Physical Fitness Test faced mounting criticism. Experts argued it prioritized competition over participation and personal growth. Only the top 15% were rewarded, creating a system of winners and losers. The test ignored differences in body type and development, leaving many feeling like failures. Publicly posted results often led to shame and negative body image. Critics said the test turned exercise into a stressful annual ordeal rather than a lifelong habit. It failed to teach kids how to enjoy being active or find activities they loved. Many called for a more inclusive, supportive approach to fitness. The debate over the test's impact on self-esteem and health would shape the future of physical education. By the 2010s, attitudes toward youth fitness had shifted. In 2012, President Obama discontinued the old test, replacing it with the Presidential Youth Fitness Program. The new approach used the FitnessGram assessment, focusing on health-based standards, not national percentiles. Students aimed for healthy fitness zones, working toward personal improvement rather than competing against classmates. Results were confidential, used to help students set individual goals. The emphasis moved from one-day performance to long-term well-being. The program provided resources to teach kids about healthy choices and lifelong activity. Physical education became more about empowerment and less about public ranking. The change was widely praised for aligning with modern research on motivation and child development. The goal help every child build a positive, lasting relationship with fitness. In July 2025, President Trump signed an executive order to bring back the Presidential Physical Fitness Test. The administration cited rising obesity and declining youth fitness as a national crisis. The move was promoted as a return to discipline and American strength, with sports celebrities lending support. Supporters argued that clear standards and competition would motivate students and restore accountability. Critics saw it as a reversal of progress, fearing a return to public shaming and outdated benchmarks. The debate reignited, with both nostalgia and anxiety fueling the conversation. The nation braced for the return of a test that had shaped generations. The test's return has revived a fundamental debate. What's the best way to promote youth fitness? Some believe competition and clear goals drive motivation and resilience. They argue that striving for benchmarks builds discipline and prepares kids for real-world challenges. For them, the test is about setting high standards, not shaming anyone. Others prioritize psychological well-being and lifelong habits over short-term performance. Critics worry the test alienates those who need encouragement most, creating negative associations with exercise. They advocate for inclusive programs that help every child find activities they enjoy. The real goal, they say, is to foster intrinsic motivation and a love of movement. The debate continues. Is fitness about competition or about building healthy, happy lives? With the executive order signed, everyone is asking, what will the new test look like? The original test changed over time and the new version's details remain unclear. Some expect a hybrid, classic events like the mile run, but with more focus on personal improvement. There's talk of offering options for strength tests and recognizing progress, not just top scores. The Department of Education is developing guidelines, but schools are left waiting. Will the new test blend competition with inclusivity or revive old anxieties? The answer will shape how a new generation experiences fitness in school. For now, speculation and debate fill the gap as the nation waits for details. The return of the test forces us to ask, what should physical education really achieve? Is it about rewarding the elite or equipping every child for lifelong health? A modern approach could offer diverse activities, sports, dance, yoga, martial arts, helping each student find joy in movement. Collaborative goals and community projects could foster teamwork and a positive culture around health. True change requires more than a test. Nutritious lunches, safe play spaces, and family education all matter. The Revive test has sparked a vital conversation about the future of youth fitness. The challenge ahead is to build a system that helps all children develop a healthy, lasting relationship with their bodies.